$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Let's first get Mr. Farrakhan out the way. There are those who wants to argue. We don't have to argue. It's Farrakhan's own words. So if you believe in science and biology and math and truth and scripture, then this should matter to you. Because he reveals his father's a Caucasian Portuguese Jew, and biology tells you that the man carries the seed, so whatever his father was, that's what he is. So he could not possibly be the Messiah. The Messiah is from the line of David, from the seed of Abraham. And he's not from the seed of that. In his own words. So this is what he has. His own words. So here's the link. Here's the link, bosses. You can go get the link. See the interview, his own words, if you care to. Who are brothers and sisters? That's the link right there. That's his father, Percival Clark. Louis Eugene Grounds, NOI backwards, exactly what Aaron would do. That's him. See the resemblance? You don't need to argue, brothers and sisters. Let's see. Here. It's fun. Let people go. But he don't want to go. He said, we're not going anywhere. He called him God a liar. He said, we're not going anywhere. He's got control of the NOI. He's under the authority of false Israel, Trump. They control him. Okay? He's trying to hold up America. Master Muhammad said, let my people go. Push it down. So it's Farrakhan. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Lightning strike east. You're going to experience that in a minute. Everything's about to change, brothers and sisters. As soon as this war, right? It's going on now. They said this so-called ceasefire was really a ceasefire. But when it fits full steam ahead, watch out, brothers and sisters. One thing that I've been telling you has already happened. Most make astronauts in the Middle East already. But I'm going to talk about something very critical. Something I haven't talked about. Something I talked about because it's very, very difficult to talk about it. I don't particularly like to talk about it. I know you're not ready. You're not ready to really get the angel. You're not ready to think mathematical. You're not ready to think mathematical. Not even close. Because the devils, their weapon is emotionalism. Christianity is all about emotionalism. There was emotionalism attack. Intellectual. It attacked the mathematical mind, so to speak. See, hard to keep mind and brain, because everybody gets us confused. Okay? But we build a mathematical. Actually, everything is mathematics. Everything is mathematics. Even emotions. The problem is when it's out of season, it's out of place. And right now, they're attacking intellectual emotionalism. That's their weapon. Because the angel is mathematics. Master Muhammad came with mathematics. Their opposition there is emotionalism. Let me give some ideas, some examples. Say Noah's Ark, for instance, right? Now, God drowned everybody that wasn't on the ark. They was babies, so whatever. Did they do anything? Was they wicked? They was babies. He drowned them all, everything that wasn't on the ark. So that so-called Christian. That so-called Christian. Oh, no. He grabbed the babies up to heaven. See, they got to find a justification explain that away because God couldn't do that because, see, he loves everybody. And Jesus loves everybody. See, that's not the truth. That's not what Scripture say, but that's what they say because they got to justify. Look at Sodom and Gomorrah. They burned up everybody that didn't go out with Lot, children, babies. They burn them up, burn them as crisp. Well, how God do that? I mean, what the babies do? They sin. They got burned up. It's over and over again, right? So wait a minute. So they come out, oh, well, that's the Old Testament stuff, see. Because Jesus, he's New Testament. He's the new kid on the block. He's up to date. The other that was his father was old school. They got all kinds of ways because he was emotionalism. And so those things are emotional. Oh, man, that's bad, man. Down all the babies, they ain't do anything. Blood libel and all that stuff they come with. You see, that's what they come with. Trying to justify their insistence that God's loving and caring and all this stuff. That's not what Scripture say. That's Amalek. I'm going to talk about that in a minute too. And so we're going to talk about this in a minute because if you don't start thinking mathematically, you will not survive tribulation. And you're not survive the wars that take place after that. Because they got you on an emotional level. So they can manipulate. You can't manipulate mathematics, but you can manipulate emotion. Well, I say everything is mathematics. Emotion is mathematics. Like I said, but you can manipulate it by taking out a Caesar. They got you in an emotional state, and that's how they hope to overcome you. It's like, you see the bugs, right? You get emotional about them, right? Oh man, these little pretty bugs. I mean, that's kind of exception, right? But hey, I went to my house, man. You see what I'm saying? It's two different approaches you can have to that. There's some people, but I met people, that from India, the Hindus, they won't kill bugs. Yeah, they told me. Because they think that's their brothers are incarnated, and whatever. Anyway, they got you an emotional, they manipulate you there, and then just to get you out of emotional. The emotional is cold. It's just mathematics. Because when you're in an emotional state, you cannot do what God tells you to do, asks you to do, commands you to do, advises you to do. In order to get out of here and get home. You can't do it. If you're in an emotional state, go, oh man, that's bad, So we're going to talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about Mr. Farrakhan here, so-called Curry. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. Okay. He says they're cursed with black hair. And see, the connection with Farrakhan is totally emotional, not intellectual, not intellectual at all. Not scriptural. It's totally emotional. Oh, he's so cute. He talks nice or whatever. It's totally emotional. So he comes to tell us, and I'm going to show you the presentation, right? The nappy hair is a curse. Our beaches are a curse. Because God, we so evil inside that God said, okay, I'm going to manifest your evil in your looks. So no, he's telling you, you're evil and crooked, you're wicked. And so God marked you by taking and showing what you wasn't inside on the outside, and outside is ugly, because you're ugly inside. Am I wrong, Farrakhan? We're going to show this tape in a minute. But see, the thing is, like I said, nobody cares about biology and science, because nappy hair is the dominant hair, it's the best hair. Even Google tell you that. But he said that's a curse. Curse cursed us with nappy hair and big nose, big lips. That's not like Muhammad Torah at all. That close. Let's go into it. He hate them, they curse. But he loved the devils. We got hair just like him. See, his hair is straight too. Good, because they got straight hair and white and everything because they was good inside, so a lot manifested the inside. See, they so cute and everything. But us, they're evil. So God put that evilness outside, so that's why we see they don't have any lips, they don't have any nose, but we got all that because we got nappy hair. Which is a choice. But anyway, I'll let you chew on that for a while and move on, brothers and sisters. So let's see what he has to say here.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair, because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight, the hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow? That's why you so busy frying it. That's why you so busy pulling it. Because your nature tells you that the kink I mean, you know, with I'm black and I'm proud, we got to learn to be proud of kinks. Because most of your family of other black people on the earth, jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair. They were dark-skinned people, jet black. But they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner nose. But we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised and rejected by all the other dark people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips are rejected in every society. I want you to hear me well tonight. Yes, sir. Why are we rejected? Because the essence of beauty is in obedience and submission to God. And the essence of ugliness is when you rebel against God. And when you rebel against God, in your rebellion, you are marked with a certain mark of your rebellion, which is the disfigurement of your internal self, which manifests in the disfigurement of your external self. And this is why when you look at our people, wherever we are found on the earth, you find us either disfiguring ourselves physically, because we are disfigured on the inside because of rebellion.
There you have it. We're cursed. But the Son of Man, he has nappy hair too, don't he? See, he got straight hair like his daddy. That's what we really think about us. He's supposed to be the Messiah. He got straight hair, and he's other devils. We're going to talk about that in a minute. See, that's what we really think. See, the people with him are kind of emotional because he's talking against the people that's with him. He's calling them cursed. That's not Elijah Muhammad taught. The people that's putting food on his table, putting him in luxury cars and luxury mansions. Oh, y'all cursed. Children's curse. Nappy hair. Curse. That's not true. Nappy hair is the best hair. Just Google it. It's dominant. That's who he is. But he loves devils. See, because he got hair like them. Loves the devil. It's all clear, bro. So let's move on. Okay, this is a subject that I'm going to talk about, bro. It's very difficult. Very difficult subject because you can't understand unless you take it mathematically. And now you take it mathematically. It's how you're going to make it through tribulation. Because they mathematics is a whole different. People say it's cold. That's where they got to justify. Well, why would see God's love? Then why would He burn up the little babies and in Noah's time? Just everybody went in the ark. He's drowning them. But He's so loving, and He makes something and puts people in hell forever, never, never. Product that He made that's faulty. I mean, none of this stuff makes any sense. Right? From an emotional point of view, oh man, so they said, well, it's New Testament now. God's changed, but God said, I don't change. So I don't change. I'm the same forever. So let's get into it, brothers and sisters. This is really an unfortunate thing. Because you guys' idea where God just wave a wand, and it's not like that. Trying to bring you out of earth. Because you're the gods, and there's no such thing as miracles, and God waving wands, and making the earth in 6 days, and 6 little down. They got you thinking about the emotional stuff. To your detriment. Okay, let's look at this. Now first, see, it says, time of the end, which is near. As a result of this war is taking place in the Middle East. That time shall Michael, that's Master Muhammad, stand, the great prince will stand for the children of that people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. Listen, like nothing you can imagine. Right? And at that time, that people shall be delivered. Everyone found written in the book. This book. And many of them that sleep in the dust and earth shall awake, some everlasting life, some everlasting APPALMENT. The be wise shall shine as bright as a firmament, and they that turn away, turn many righteous, and they that turn many righteous as stars forever and ever. So it's talking about tribulation that many times, in other words, because you understand, once Sumach comes to take over the NOI, right, he gets your mind back. Now you got to go out and bring your other people in. I say that, and their wise shines bright as a firmament. They are turned men to righteousness. Your star shines as stars forever and ever. See, read Mark. That's the whole thing. When he got his mind, but then he was going to take off and say, hey, you got to go back here. Because that's tribulation. You got to Chief Hodge. You don't Chief Hodge before it. Chief Hodge doing it. You bring your people in. See? And you trying to forge Hodge on your way in out of here, on your way kicking ass on the way out. So keep that in mind. Look at this. Oh, days come, said Lord, I will sow the seed of Israel and the house of Judah with the seed of man, seed of beast. And that means, who is the seed? See, the point is that these have to be the beast has to be a beast that has the same form as us. Because they tell you, technically, unless you're the same species, egg and seed will not fertilize. They have the same species. But we have a species that's close enough. That's what's complicated. See, because it said, wait, hold on, how can that be? Because you can't take and mix a human seed with a giraffe. You can't mix a lion seed with a rabbit seed. So how is that true? How can that work? That means there's a beast. Because you can't even sow the seed of one of us with a gorilla. They're close. So maybe somebody is very close enough, but not. They're still a beast, but they're close enough, right, to be the same species, but not be human. They're beasts. See them nice. It says see some mankind to see a man. So the Quran said, I'll raise up a beast that will speak to you. Speaking beast. But it said, so in other words, because we sow the seed of beasts, it means into our women. Man carries a seed. The whole day's coming, said Lord, I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Jacob with the seed of man, with the seed of beast. Let's go a little further into that. Let's see here, I'm thinking all kinds of ways to graph this, right? Now the gold represents us, that's our seed. The white represents the devil's seed. So consider this. You know, in the angel key, it tell you that the elect was all gold. They wasn't corrupt. They came here all gold, and they got all gold. Others, there's a problem. So say, for instance, the gold is original seed. So you see with original seed, so original seed woman. Right? That's 100%. It's still 100% gold. Right? Okay. Let's say you mix gold seed with the devil seed. Now you're 50% original, 50% devil, but the original seed is dominant, so it can control the devil seed. That's called discipline. So it'll discipline it, right? It has control. Okay? Because it's original, but because it's dominant, they're both 50. Since it's dominant, it can rule. And that's like Master Muhammad, right? Because his mother's the devil. He's original. Half and half. He's got half original and half. But the point is, in this case, he can rule because since 50-50, right? Well, the dominant genes rule. Understand? 50-50. So he has enough discipline to discipline the whole thing. So he can discipline the 50% of the devils, right? Hope you understand that. So let's see the next one. Let's say, for instance, a person, there's the 30%. Okay. He takes and has a child by a devil. Okay. So in this case here, he got a child, right, by a devil. And that child is 50-50, like before, right? But if that child takes, marry another devil, devil man, female, original woman, that seed, right? Okay. What's that? That's a demon, actually. But it has 50% devil and 50% original. So that individual is what they call it, mixed race. So that mixed race person has a child by another devil. You see what I'm saying? So the child was mixed at 50-50, but now it's got, right? So now it's got 2 parts devil. Instead of 1 part devil, 2 parts devil. So you break it down, 30% each. Right? So now it's got 33%, 33%. And it's only 30, and so the original is only 30% of that situation. Or the original is 50% and the devil 50%. In this case, the devil is 60% and the original is 30%. So it can't discipline that. Have a hard time this. Can't discipline that. It's too much. See, at 50-50, he could discipline it. But here, he can't. He can't discipline it. Okay? Because the nature is trying to, because the devil nature is too strong. It's twice as strong as that. So we have a, and then say, or go another one. Say, yeah, then that person, this person, he's 60% devil, 30% original. First group is 30%, 50, like Master Muhammad and the Levites. I mean, Master Muhammad and Shia. 50% original, 50% devil. This here, this middle one, he's 60% devil and 30%. See? So in other words, he had a hard time controlling that devil nature because he got 2/3 devil nature, 1/3 original nature, 2/3 devil nature. Have a hard time trying to control it. Go to the next one. Yeah, another one now. Oh, he's down 20. He got 75% devil nature and 25. He definitely can't control that. He can't discipline it because it's 2/3. I mean, three quarters against the original. Original can't control it. I hope you understand it, brothers and sisters. Why am I saying this? Let's look at the next page. I think I'm on the page here. The same thing, I guess. What I'm saying is, if you 50-50, man, your nature sees discipline. It's harder if you got 50-50 original, 50 devil. But it's nearly impossible because now you got all those devil characteristics part of your body. You see, that causes all kinds of problems. %, so it's hard to discipline it. So you can't discipline it, that means you can't move up to the mathematical standard. Because you got conflicting natures. I want to change something else. Just give me a minute here. We got something. Let me see if I can correct it real quick. Change something. Change something. So let me correct it real quick. Actually, put this right here. Okay, we'll go ahead. Do this again, and I'm fixing on to make the corrections I want to make. Let's move on. Here, I call it graymanology. So we got original black people, right? And we got the white folks. Now, gray is a mixture. Gray is when you take and mix white with black. You start getting gray and get lighter and lighter and lighter. So the reason I say graymanology because we just have black, and then we're what Goodman saying. So you get graymanologists have different degrees of gray. So I mean, you have black, and you have Master Muhammad, right? He's a very degree gray. And then the more DNA, white DNA you have, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. You understand? Of course, gray, because gray is when you mix the two together, black and white. You mix two together, right? You get black, you mix two together, you get gray. So the point, to cut the chase here, we have black people, we have white people, we have gray people. Okay. Now in this case here, let me do one more thing, boss. I messed up. I messed up somehow. I'm not sure how I did it, but I did. Let me show one more thing here. Tough subject. I want to make sure I get it right. You'll see I'm talking about in a minute. Mm-mm. What's there, brother? Sister. More thing. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm not gonna make any more changes. So I messed up the head. I'll go over this again tomorrow, hopefully. And see, when you mix the two, you get gray. Right? So on the left, it's original, and it's mixed with devil, so it's gray. Other one is gray, but it's the devil mixed with black. So both of them gray, but one's original, one's devil. One's original, one's devil, because the nature's in the center. Okay? I'm calling it gray criminology. Criminology. Okay. Keep that in mind. It's a little complicated here. Like I'm showing here, now, if you're original, the more white you have, the less discipline you're going to have. Because it's hard to control it. Because white wants to be white. That's that nature. So you have conflicting natures. So one will have to dominate the other. In the case of 50-50, like the case of the Shia and Master Muhammad, they can 50-50, since the original the black is dominant over the white, and they can maintain control of that. But the next stage right there, they can't. Because now you got two, so 2/3 of it is against your nature. 2/3 of your actual nature, your biology, right, is against your actual core nature. You have core nature, but you mix. Right? So like I said, your seed, right? The seed, so you might look at, well, let me think, let me make sure I get that right. Yeah. So what happens is that, remember, you mix the male seed goes to the egg, they use that material, right? So now you got half your material is devil, it's like a mass from it. Okay, now here you are, here your child, and you have your material, and then you go in, that's your seed now. Your seed is half and half. The seed is half and half now. It's not whole because, right, you're the result of a person that's half and half. You see, and then you're going to put your seed in another Caucasian egg. So now 2/3 of you are Caucasian against your primary nature, because the seeds, right? Oh, it's the egg. The egg nature against your core nature was the seed. The seed is the core nature there, right? So you put in one egg that was Caucasian. Now you had a child, it's half, and then they go and put in. So now 2/3 of you is Caucasian against your core nature, it's the seed nature. Understand that. It's the seed. Let me say it again. Here you are. You put your seed in a Caucasian. an egg. So now half your nature, right? Your seed is your primary. But half your nature, right, is devil. And then you now, that's who you are. You're half and half. Half my father's black mother's, right? And then you go and you are. Then you go and put your see another Caucasian. Now you double that situation. So now your seed is having a hard time because it can't control 2/3 that's actually devil. So you got a conflictory nature. You have a school. See, in the first one you have conflictory, but you have to control it because it's 1-to-1, and the original is more dominant. But here you have 2-to-1. So it's conflictory, and so you can't discipline. So you lose your discipline. And then if on that case you're not going to be as disciplined as the first one. You're not disciplined as the top one there. He's very disciplined because his whole nature is consistent. Original on both sides. They see the elect on the key on the enter key. He's half as master APPALMENT, but he can still discipline because 2-to-1 and the original is more dominant. But here you got 2-to-1 because he was like that, like master APPALMENT. And then he had children by a Caucasian, so now he's 2-to-1. And then say that person goes and have cave another one, and that's 3-to-1. So he's diluting his nature. He's still original, but it's diluted. He has less discipline. He acted more like Caucasians, more and more like Caucasians, but he's original. If you keep going, right, he gets smaller and smaller. Say you get 10, 20, then he's down 110. So he's still original, but he's acting, everything, talking, everything like a devil. Because all that devil he got, it's overwhelmed him. He can't discipline it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just showing you a couple of three examples there. You understand that? So therefore, he has no discipline, and he may look black, but he more likely look white. Right? He has no discipline, but he's original. It's original. Okay? But it's got flaws. Now, what does this mean? I think I have another one here. See, if you have another one, here's even worse. See, that'll show a negative sign. See, because he's got this much, two pieces here. But it's negative because two-thirds of them was actually it's a 5 here, right? But anyway, he's got that much devil nature as opposed to, so if you start doing this, what the point I'm trying to say is, let's go back here. I'm getting myself confused here. See here? Now say you want to add, say instead of, right here, now he's got this nature, he's got 2/3 devil nature, 1/3 original nature, but he's original. The seed is here. It's original. But say he add, instead of going and having put his seed into a original the devil, he does this. Goes back to original. Okay, well that boosts this back up, right? But it's negative because he's still got all this devil in him. Same thing here. You had another one here. This boosts this back up more original because now you got more original. You add more original to this because I'm gonna have him put my AC in a black woman. See, when I see the black woman, so that strengthens right my original nature, but still not enough to control this because it's still 2-to-1. It's still 3-to-1. You understand? See? So even if he as time goes on, And he keep adding the original nation, it's going to boost this back up, boost it back up. After a while, he may get, I'm not sure, but if you say, from then on, always have seed in original woman. That means it's going to increase, it gets better and better and better, right? Because this is not going to increase. This is only going to stay 2, but now, right, now he has another goal here, so it's 3, another 4, 5, 6, that minimizes this here, this percentage. Because he's increasing this, he's putting the seed in the original people. So eventually, right, he'll get back to where he can control it because he got so much original if you let that happen. Now, reading sent, that's not going to happen. Right? This is why we're going to make the point. That won't happen because the person that does that says, okay, he got to find an original woman that will say, okay, you put your seed in me, but she knows her children, right, it's going to have devil nature. So well, she ain't going to do that. Not do that. You understand what I'm saying? So they say, I'm not going to do that. I'm not about you, because if you because what you putting, remember, his seed now is corrupted. His seed now is corrupted in this case right here. His seed now looks like this. It's 2 parts original, 2 parts devil. So it's got devil in it. They say, okay, you're going to put your seed in me. Okay, that means you're going to decrease the percentage of this, but it's still got devil in it. So why do I want their children got devil in them? I don't want that. Now here, in the emotional side, that might not be a problem. But I'm saying, I just get to the taste balance because I don't know. Let's see. Okay, back up. I'm going to try to explain to you. During tribulation, not during tribulation, during the Holocaust, some people got corrupted like this. See? Okay. The people that come out not corrupted or minimally corrupted, because I'm in this case right here. I got my other side family got demons in them. If you in this case, right, you still have enough discipline to maintain control of it. If you got this case, right? You understand? If you come out this case, because you went to Holocaust, and you put your seed, you was able to put seed in original women, right? And their children was able to do the same thing. Their son was able to do the same thing. You remain gold. On the other side, if you put your seed in where you couldn't put seed in devils. So on the other side, what happens is that, let me say it another way. When we came out of so-called Holocaust. We came out of Holocaust like this. The males did, not the females. The males did. Right? But you had males, right, that was amongst us. Those are demons, right, who were the other way around, right? Or their seed was the opposite of this. See, I was going to show this, but I messed up. But I don't have my grasp. I'm going to repeat this again tomorrow. We have demons. I don't want to talk about demons right now. Leave demons out. So we came out like this because we couldn't have any white females. Like this. But then when we come out, you have males. This is one of the tricks they did. Males have a relationship with so right, all that kind of stuff. Even before that, have white females. So they're producing multiracial children, like Mariah Carey, for instance. Right? I think Ben Diesel, what his name is, the guy who played Fast and Furious and Rock and all them folks, whatever. But they put their seed. So now you got right. So now you got right. You got a child that's original, but he's got half and half. Right? You understand that? So what happens? So then that child, he's multiracial. He choose another Caucasian woman. He does that. So now he increased the amount of DNA, white created DNA in that seed. Because that seed is going to be whatever he is. So now, since he's multiracial, that seed is going to be multiracial. So it's going to be black and white in it. And so if he's going up, now he's another Caucasian, now it increases seed. So now it's twice as much as it was before. So now it's 2/3 of it is Caucasian and one third of it is original. You understand what I'm saying? So now he's losing discipline over the other one. So he's acting more and more like Caucasians, even though he's original. If he's that process on, after a while, he's still original. For all practical purposes, he probably look white, act white, everything. Probably don't even know he's original. Okay? So now you got some people that make it through. This when we get to the tribulation. In tribulation, you get the situation where, say, a second group here. Now, they got very little discipline. They have some. It's not as bad as this one over here. It's going to be a little bigger. Trying to make a point, brothers and sisters. It's complicated. Okay, here, right, you got a multiracial. Here, you still got discipline, like Master Muhammad in the Shia. Here, he's losing discipline because he's multiracial, but he goes and has a child by a Caucasian woman. So it increases the DNA in the seed, but that child will have more Caucasian DNA than he had because he, the seed. So in this case right here, right, he has maybe he doesn't have enough discipline to control this, keep it under control. But this was losing control. But he does have some discipline, but he's losing control. This is probably all lost all control. But what I'm trying to make is this one right here. This is the one you want to focus on. The tribulation comes along, and this one may be able to survive the tribulation. Maybe strong enough discipline, because see, his discipline is a little different. Because when you're under pressure, when you're under stress, it's like your adrenaline kicks in, so you can do more than you know. So his discipline is not continuous. See, the one on the side, he got continuous discipline. This one here, in an emergency or anything, he's under attack. He can apply this. He can't maintain it forever. He can maintain it in a stressful situation. You understand? So truly, he get enough discipline to follow the pills and everything else, so he can make it. He get through it. He's under attack, but he can't maintain it on a regular basis because, right, he doesn't have natural discipline. Now discipline is not strong enough to. He still got this, but he's enough to keep under control. One point I'm trying to get to, brother, says I'm trying to make a better. I think if you pay attention, you may get this. This is it says the two groups come out. One group, everlasting life. That's this group. That's the first group that goes out with the Lamb. These two groups go through tribulation. This is the elect that goes out of the Lamb because they, right? But these groups have to be, right, have to be tried, and they have to have enough discipline to overcome, right, to overcome the 5 pillars. They have, they have to enough discipline to overcome the tribulation. So because under pressure, he's able to do it, but it's not on a permanent basis. So he makes it through. This makes it through. He has enough. He makes it. He gets through. He makes it. This one makes it, but he can't maintain it. That's why it says, one everlasting life, one everlasting shame and APPALMENT. Those wake up afterward. Now the first one goes with the Lamb. But this group here, right, they can maintain it once they get there. And this one can't. Can't maintain discipline. That's why that's the math of it, brothers and sisters. That's the math of it. See? Because he got too much devil in him. So he can't withstand the pressures of returning home. So he's there. He's original. He's original. So he accepted as being original, but people ashamed of him, he's appalled. He can't discipline himself. He acting silly. He can't maintain the language properly. He can't maintain mathematical. He can't teach the mathematical because he got too much. He can't discipline all that. He got too much devil in him. Now, the reason that's unfortunate because this came about through ignorance. You see, and then, like I say, once a person does that, and his child is original, but don't know he's original, so he's marrying the devil. Right? So they fall in this category over here. They don't even make it all. These have a possibility to make it. Right? These will make it. These has possibility to make it. These don't have no possibility at all. And so we see that's why I love to talk about this. Because I talk about the demons, we got a lot of people in that category like that. The original, they don't know they're original, and they acting like devils. They worse than the demons in many respects, but they're original. That's why I see people like Ishmael. See, I give a little hints in the past, like him. Now, if you ever met his mother, when I saw his mother, I met his mother because I was there with Elijah, and I thought she was Caucasian. Now he's lighter than all his other brothers and sisters because he falls in this category right here, maybe even this one. He loves devils because he got a lot of devil in him, and on top of that, he goes further than that because what did he marry? He married his mother-in-law as a devil. See what's going on with his brothers and sisters? See? They're in the gray area. I'm not sure if you understand any of this. Gray area. Well, be careful we out there talking because we don't know who's who. See? Because I ain't never speak to this because it's so critical and so sensitive. Because they can't maintain their control of their emotions. And remember they got a lot of devil nature in them, so they're going to gravitate towards the devils. That's why I see Ishmael acting like he's acting. I don't know if you understand, it's not. But the point is, the mathematics of it is that these people they came through the Holocaust. but they can't make it. That's part of the reason why they go to tribulation, can't they? They say, well, man, yeah, but they original, man, they didn't know or whatever. Can't deal with that mathematically. Some people say, oh, man, well, yeah, they're original, but they can't help it, man, whatever. Everybody gets a story about how Yaqub, when they was his people, when they came into the Middle East, the reason why they so white over there because lots just got emotional, say, oh, little babies. And then once little babies be pushed out and thrown into the caves. I don't know if you're getting this or not, brothers and sisters. I'm trying to get the mathematics. Why somewhat unprecedented? Because remember, when they get home, they had too much devil in them. And the other thing says, well, how come you don't fix it? Because nobody's be back with them. Because what happens is, you go, remember a female, even a female, whatever, male or female, if they go in and put seed in them, right, the child come out. The child is going to have what they end up putting devil into their seed. Well, who wants to do that? Nobody's going to do that. They don't have anything to do with them. If you're original and you made it, you're not going to. You can correct it over time if you kept doing that. Over time, you get that out of them. But the point is, you're doing your seed and everything to that because you're putting your seed in there. Female, she letting them put their seed in her. Her children is going to have those flaws in them. That's keeping them in a shame and appallment condition. Why would you want to have children? Because, if you keep on going, maybe after years and years, eventually they'll come out of it. But the point is, you want your children, you want to put your children in that situation? Because the children come out, they're going to still be in that situation. They're not going to be disciplined. They're not going to be disciplined. Well, I'm getting to that. Yeah. So that's why they're going to be everlasting shame and appallment, because nobody's going to take, because they would have to have people from the top there or people over here to mix in with them to dilute that devil seed until it's almost non-existent. Because the more you dilute it, the more discipline they'll have over it. So that'd be everlasting, because nobody's going to do that. On the other side over here, right, you got the 50-50 here, the ones that make it. Remember, these here, they have no problem. These here, right? And so they got the devil in them. Right? You see? But the point is, they accept it. And so you say, well, how long is this? I asked a question about a few days ago. I said, how long before you can clean this up? So these can mix their seed with these, because these still discipline. So eventually, over time, this will be eradicated. And everybody will be like this again. These will do that because their seed will be disciplined. They're outside this category here. So they mix with this here, right? This would be a downwards for this. If this, in other words, if this put this seed in here, right, it's going to be more disciplined than it was before. They put a seed here, it'd be losing less discipline, but be disciplined enough to stay in the God side, the God range. So these can mix and stay in the good as gods. But these are not gods. They made it hereafter, but that's shame and appallment. They're not gods because they can't. Right? And none of these are going to mix with these, because that means they reduce them. Right? They ain't gonna let any of these mix with them. So they keep, that's what everlasting shame and appallment, keep them at a distance. But these can mix, and over time, this will be all gold again. Because the more you mix with this, right? The more you dilute this piece right here, if you see it, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know what to look at showing over there. Okay, what I'm talking about over here. No, it's not showing. What I'm saying is that this over here on the left, right? Over here on the left, 50-50. They made it hereafter, the gods. They made it past tribulation, rather. These are gods. These can mix. If this mixed with the top one here, 50-50, mixed with the 50 that's the gold, all gold, and mixed over here with the gold and white, right? Then that means the children will be less than the top here, 50-50, because they got the white in them. But they're still gods because they're still in that level. This mixed with this here, then children become more disciplined over time, right? You minimize, I'm talking about the left, all the way on the left, you minimize the white until eventually it's non-existent. It's no impact. But none of these are going to mix with these over here because they're taking them out of the God range. So that means they're going to everlasting stay in this position. Everlasting stay in that position because nobody's going to mix in with them because you diminish their seed. These on the right, these down here on the right, the two down here on the right, lower right. Okay. I don't know why cursor not showing. I can't make it show here. It would show, but it doesn't. So I'll explain. I got there. So the bottom two on the right here, right? Everlasting shame and appointment because no one's going to mix it with them, and they're not God. They made it because they're original. Well, actually, this one here didn't make it all. Forget about this one on the lower, the one on all the way on the right, on the lower, they didn't make it all. But these made it. This one in the center here. On the bottom center, it made it. It's everlasting appointment because it can't discipline. It's got too much devil in them. Can't discipline it. So it made it because it's original. Made it because it's original. Where it says minus 50% means it's original, but it's negative because it can't maintain discipline over. I should go back to the one up here because it's a little. Okay, back here. See here? This would make it. He can make it because under stress, he forced discipline. But he can't maintain it. Like I said, when you're in the fight, if adrenaline builds up, make it stronger, but you won't stay like that until the fight is over. It settles down. See, he can make it through tribulation, but then the tribulation's over. He can't maintain it, so therefore, everlasting shame and appallment. So because he got a lot of devil in him. See? In his nature. This over here on the left, it does show now. Why did it show before? It does show now. That's weird. Okay. Anyway, see right here? I'm glad I changed it. But I don't know another page doesn't show. Okay, let me explain it again. Here, this one here, this goes out to the Lamb. This group here, and this group here goes out, and this one to everlasting life, because this 50% like Master Muhammad, 50% half and half. Half original, half devil. But the original is enough to discipline the devil, so it's disciplined enough, so it's a God, and he can discipline the devil side of him, right? This top one don't have that problem because it's all original. That's the elect. This one here, he's got twice as much devil in him, so he can't discipline it. So therefore, he's not a God. He made it because he's original. This gold here means he's original. But because of the tribulation, the trial of tribulation, right? He was able to get enough force because you're under attack. Like get adrenaline, he was able to get enough discipline to survive the tribulation, right? See, but But that discipline dissipates once he's out of all that tribulation, and so he's back here. So he's got all this devil in him. He can't discipline it. And that's why everlasting shame and APPALMENT. He can't rise to the level of gods. Right? He's got a lot of devil in him. He can't think mathematically. He got a lot of emotionalism. He got all that devil in him, devil nature in him. Right? Male and female. Over here, this one didn't even make it. Didn't even make it all because he didn't make it to a tribulation. He got too much devil in him. Even with the adrenaline, it still wasn't enough. So these are the ones that get wiped out. These don't make it. These do make it. These make it to a tribulation. Both of these go to tribulation. Right? This everlasting life, everlasting shame and APPALMENT. This went out. This didn't go to tribulation. I hope you get the math of it. That's the math of it. I don't know if I can make it any simpler than that. So they like I said, because of the intensity, they was able to discipline themselves enough to get through tribulation. So they made it. Right? But they couldn't maintain that. They said, in the fight, your adrenaline builds up, but then you can't stay in that situation forever. So once they get out, they can't maintain it. So therefore, everlasting shame and APPALMENT. They can't love the gods. They got a lot of devil in them. They got a lot of emotionalism in them. They can't think mathematically. These can. See? And so over time, these and these, both of these are gods, but they can mix. And over time, by these mixed with this, over time, this diminishes because now you keep having with original people. So after a while, this percentage gets less till after a while it's non-existent. That's if this mixed with this. But if this mixed with this, it's still God's, but it's going to get some devil in it, but it's still enough to maintain. So they can still do it. They might say, well, she's pretty, whatever. They can do that. Over time, this will be pure again, all gold, because this will get minimum, these mixing. But they'll never mix with this, because then they take out the godhood. Because they got too much devil in them. They'll never. That's why these will always stay in eternal, everlasting life, everlasting sin and APPALMENT, because nobody's going to mix with them to minimize this devil. Because they have to mix with these over time, right? It'll minimize this, but it'll be a long time. And these will be subjecting their children to be in that category of everlasting shame and APPALMENT. Nobody's going to do that. So I get to a little more details. I don't know if you picked up on that or not, but I'm going to more like a politics, if you will. When you get home and why people doing certain things. And like I said, I would like to talk about this because this gets to what we do when we get home, because that explains why the everlasting shame and APPALMENT. But the original. Okay? They say it would be under the thumb of the tyrant. See, I'm just trying to get you an idea why the mathematics of it. See, how people still not talking mathematics. They say, but the point is they understand. You got to say the whole. You can't just say this part is mathematics. You got to explain the whole thing is mathematics. It's mathematics. Try to understand. So when you go to tribulation, you're gonna find that somebody's gonna step up. You got a lot of devil in them. They're gonna step up because they're under fire. They're being attacked. They still got too much devil in them to raise to godhood. And so the point is, right? Because they got to have that discipline. You understand? And so they don't have it because they got too much devil in them, and they can't discipline all of it. See? So we got a lot of people like now. Let's look at this from now before the tribulation. lump in that category now. So of course the original, remember, they got original nature, they got devil nature. The original nature, they hear this message. Can't do anything with it. Because the emotion, they hear it. They can hear it. The emotion override it. You see? Because remember, they're going to act according to the emotion, but because they're original, they hear it. Right? And they may respond at different levels, depending on how much devil they got in them. They got this much over here in them, right? They may hear it, they may respond negatively. They got more devil in them. They got more. They might even attack it. They might even realize they're original at all. They may realize they're original, but the point is they still, oh man, why? Remember what Ishmael said? How many of us got white people in our family? Yeah, he's right. They got white relatives, right? Like I said, my mother, I'm pretty sure they're demons. I can't be absolutely sure, but I'm pretty sure they are. So the thing is how much you got. That's why when people come this way, Elijah Muhammad did all that. And that's part of the reason why Farrakhan came along. They gravitate. Remember, half of Elijah, basically half of Elijah's followers, right, was original, half was demons. But as original, you got this category. So, you understand? So the original, yes. So the original, yeah, they heard his message, they got it. They had a lot of devil in them. And so when Farrakhan came along, right on up. See? Because he's devil. And the devil side of him. Yes. Now you understand. I don't know if you're getting to understand why so many things are happening like they happen here. And I'm even reluctant even to talk about this right now, but time is running out, brothers and sisters. I'd like to have talked about this years ago. Time's running out. And I can't get most people to understand the answer subtraction, how I'm going to get into math multiplication. This gets deeper into it. And explains a lot of things, like the angel explains everything. It explains a lot of things, because like Ishmael, you say, well, how is he acting like that? Ain't he original? He's Elijah Muhammad's son. Yeah, original. But if you look at his mother, she made it. If she wasn't a devil, she probably was half devil. Or she may have been devil and with some, maybe mother was original. I don't know. But that explains why he's acting like he's acting. We know he's original. He's over there. He's acting like a devil. He loves devils. And then if you look at his mother, because he more so than the rest of his relatives. Look at his mother, right? So they overriding. His devil nature's overriding his. Remember, these people are conflicted. They got double natures. They're fused together. Imagine how many double natures. He's controlling one side of it. He's got double nature, and like this one over here, he's got a lot of devil in him. What if he got more over here? This one here. I don't know why the curse don't show up on. Oh, now it shows. I don't know what's going here, brothers. See, well, I mean, say if this was no, I had nothing to. I just confused you. Leave it alone. See, but say if he can marry another devil, then you get more white ones. He's got a ton of. So that's overriding his original, but he's acting like a devil. And and if he takes and marry another devil, then now it's even worse. His child could be even worse. And that situation is going on. So then you look at this, oh. Okay. That's why a lot of them gravitate towards Farrakhan, because they're not disciplined enough. And the point is, their conflicted nature, and so they got a greater percentage of devil nature than original nature. To put it that way, got a higher percentage of devil nature. So what? So they're going to gravitate, where the greater percentage is. So if the greater percentage of nature is devil, they don't gravitate. They'll be mixed. They'll be sitting on the fence. So yeah, I like what Matt just saying, man, but I like them white girls. Conflict. They say, man, how can you be both, yo? Because conflicting natures. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I don't know if I can explain it any better than that. And you're going to run into that during in tribulation. He said, some going to clean you with blandishments. That's what they're talking about. They clean you with blandishments. They go say, yeah, I'm with you. And right? They are, because they're under trouble. That's what they're talking about. Cling to you to hear the message and everything else. Right? And they're going to have a hard time, right? Because it's hard for them to show discipline. It's hard for them to do the 5 pillars. It'll be very difficult for them to do it because they got that devil nature. But they'll do it because they're under fire. They're scared. But once they get home, they ain't going to be able to do it anymore. It's just too hard. It's too hard for them to maintain the 5 pillars. It's too hard. Because they got too much devil nature in them. So they was able to make it through the tribulation, but they wasn't able to maintain it. You understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? And like I said, on this side right here, you got a lot. It's original. You got some don't even realize they're original. They got a lot of devil in them. So they're original, but they cling to the earth. They love it here, like Farrakhan. I love it. Well, he's a demon. These are not demons now. But they got dual natures. The original had dual natures, though. And their Caucasian nature overrides their original nature. So now I think I told you who demons were. You know who demons were. Right? Now they call it Nickelodeon. They have another name for the people like Master Muhammad. I can't pronounce that name. It says when the gods came ahead, but I'm going to use that name. It's complicated. Right? I'm going to use that as a complicated name. I don't want to use that name for this because it's what we're talking about. That 50, the ones over here on the left. It doesn't get into these over here. We're talking about the sons of God came ahead, took the women, the human women, whatever, for sons and daughters. They called them start with an N. I can't pronounce it. But see, we don't use that name because that doesn't cover these. And that's why you say, because he said, everlasting, why leave allow them in? See, that everlasting apartment, why just leave them behind? How'd they even make it out? Now I'm explaining to you. That's how they made it out. And that's why they don't get rid of them, because they original people. Got a lot of devil in them. So they can't rise to the level of gods. So people appalled at them. Man, because they act stupid. They act silly, can't think mathematically. They still bring all that devil nature with them. And so people be ashamed, man. Y'all still acting like that. Y'all acting like niggas. They're original. So people going to shun them. Be appalled at them. Nobody's going to be associated with them. But they made it through tribulation. Right? And as long as they don't do something that's totally outside of the law, I don't want to get into that law thing because that get people mixed up. Well, I'm going to say something about that. Well, see that now. As long as their behavior within acceptable bounds, and put it like that, because obviously they wouldn't be around. As long as they can make enough discipline to keep their nature within acceptable bounds, They'll stay around, they'll be appalled and rejected. Right? What I was going to say was, I'll say it for later. I don't want to confuse anybody. Okay, for later. Anyway, you understand, brothers and sisters? That's where it is. It's the mathematics of it. So, you mention, oh, I feel sorry for the man. Then they feel they so, then you want to stop mixing with them. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. I call it gray monology, because it's a gray area. You mix black with, and you start turning gray. So we got the gray people. That's how much 50-50 is gray period. They more depends on how the gray is this core white and gray or the core black and gray. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Let's look here. So Sam, now see, them talking mathematically. See, they didn't even cheat at mathematics. You got to understand that, because you got to say, well, see, if you're on an emotional level, you're going to be sorry for them. And you can't do that. And you're not going to be able to handle it hereafter. Because thinking mathematically, see things differently. Like I said, Noah's flood. Right? So let's look at this, and I'll just give you some examples here. Samuel said unto Saul, Lord sent me to anoint thee to bring over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Thus said Lord of hosts, remember that which Amalek did. What's that? That's our enemy. Did to Israel. What they did to us, right? Laid wait for him in the way when he came from Egypt. Now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not. But slay both man, women, infant, suckling, ox, sheep, and camel, and ox. Kill it all. Infants, everything. Ooh, that's cruel. That's cruel. See, that's what they're doing over in the Middle East right now. They claim, they didn't deceive themselves so much. They started to actually believe that they choosing Abraham. And so they think they're carrying this out. See, but listen carefully. So you got to pay attention. I remember that was Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for them in the way when they came out of Egypt. So who is Amalek? Amalek are the Sunnis, the jinn. Because it says when they came out, that's the war we take our land back. Because when they took Amalek was small people on the land. And he said, that's what we have to do to them. Now go and smite Amalek and others, destroy all that they have. Spare them not. Both slay men, women, infants, suckling, ox, sheep, cow, kill them all. I have brothers. Now, can you do that? Because remember, that's the reason why that's why it's hard to talk about this. Because if you're thinking mathematically, it says, that don't make any sense. Because they didn't want to put it in Holocaust. But we wanted to put in Holocaust. We wanted that was the purpose of turning us in the Holocaust would turn us into gold. See, you can't talk about this stuff and think mathematically. Because say, well, damn, that don't make any sense. You're going to punish them for putting you in a situation that you wanted to be in to begin with. We should thank them. It's like I said, we, the Arabs, the devil should thank the Arabs because the Arabs put so much pressure on them. It caused them in an abyss 1,000 years to reorganize to be strong enough to rule the world for the next 500 years. They should thank the Arabs, the jinn. Because that pressure put on them for 1,000 years into the abyss was able to cause them to see. So if you ain't thinking mathematics, you say, but that don't make sense. And this here, oh, we're gonna punish them for giving the Prince in the heart because selling us in slavery. We wanted to be in slavery, so we're gonna punish them for doing us what we wanted it done. I said, well, they weren't supposed to afflict us. Well, yeah, they weren't supposed to. They could punish for it, but we wanted them to afflict us because that's how it changed them. See, it's hard to talk about this unless you think mathematically because people looking at that going, that's crazy. Because you understand underlying math behind it. Yeah, we want them to do that. We want to punch in the face. Because we want to, that don't change the fact of consequence. They punch in the face. Consequence, all I know, they punch in the face. Don't care whether I want them to do it or not. Yeah, I want somebody to beat on me. Consequence is, like, I don't want to fly this plane. Or he didn't want to fly a plane. Well, so don't no. Consequence, your ass going to gravity got your ass whether you want it to or not. Doesn't matter what you want it. See, that's what I'm saying. The consequence of this, yeah, they did it, but they served the consequence. So they afflicted us. We wanted to do it. They still get pay the price for doing it. I don't know if you pick up on that. That's a whole new way of thinking. Elijah Muhammad said, "Give a whole way of thinking." That's a proper way of thinking. Just because we want them to do it, that don't mean they got to pay the price for it. They got to pay the price for it. They didn't have to do it. If they didn't do it, then they wouldn't pay the price for it, and then we wouldn't have got what we wanted. That's why we made Adam, because we know he would do it. He would go ahead and do something that's going. He would do that, but he's going to pay the price for doing it. And see, y'all ain't ready for that kind of thinking. That's why it's hard for me to go into that. That's why it's hard for me to talk about this subject I'm talking about today, because I said, man, I ain't idea what I'm talking about. Because I said, well, every last share in the why even accept them? Why even bring them out? Because remember, the only way you can get home is Master Muhammad take them home. So why even take them home? See? When you think mathematically, the mathematics of it, get it. But they got to think emotionally, so none of that stuff ain't make any sense. And in fact, even if you think about it emotionally, it doesn't make any sense. But the point is, it makes sense on an emotional level, because emotional level, it don't have to make sense, it has to feel good. God can make you feel good. If he made you feel bad, you wouldn't be around him. So he makes you feel good. So this is what you have to do. It's a command. Wipe them all out. Because they got to pay for what they did. They sold us slavery. We might have wanted to be in there, but they did sold us slavery. They caused us to go. They didn't want to cause us to go to the Holocaust. We wanted to go through the Holocaust. Those of us that did want to, achieve the God status. Some maybe didn't want to go through. They got caught up, so they didn't make it through. Whatever. I don't know if you understand any of this, brothers and sisters, but when you go to tribulation, maybe you'll begin to understand the same thing. Because, man, that's cold. What are you going to do that? God wouldn't do that stuff. Well, that's what they're doing over there. They think they're doing Amalek. Because remember, Amalek is the Arabs. So they think they're doing Amalek because they don't see themselves, thinking they just see Abraham. So now they're going to pay for what they're doing, because what they're doing is us. You say, well, that's evil you're doing. No, that's consequence. We can do it because of what they did to us. So we take the land back, we wipe everything off the land because the land belongs to us. They stole it. And everything they built on it, it comes from our, like I told you, if you steal from someone, everything you produce, you're based on what you stole. So if you steal somebody's land, so you're stealing the food and everything that comes out of that land, and you're eating the food that comes out of the land, it's stolen food, then everything you produce is energy, right? Sperm, that's energy, but sperm stolen off of stolen energy. So that means it don't belong to you. It belongs to the person that you. I stole that house. You stole. You take somebody steal a house from you. They steal $1 million from you. That was your $1 million. That's the balance. So they take $1 million, buy a house with it. Then the house belongs to you. It's a different form, still yours. It's worth $1 million. Same thing. You taking energy that don't belong to you. I gotta get back to you. If I want to bounce, if I want to create negative energy for myself, so what form of the energy taking? What form of energy taking? Well, if you take your energy and buy food with it, now you live off of that food, your body produces sperm and everything else from that food, that stolen food, so energy, then that sperm and everything belongs to, we stole it from. That's they take captive all the nations. What the devils have done, they've made themselves eternal slaves. Because everything they have is from stolen material. They don't realize it. They call slave everybody else. They made themselves eternal slaves. Because everything they have is from stolen material. All the children they produce, everything they have is stolen material. All the children are stolen material. That's why I take captive in all the nations. See, that's why I say those things. Because they own themselves. We take a group, because that was our final creation. That was part of the final creation. Take them, beast that speaks to you, and use them. And they're going to be an interface between us and the animals, the animal kingdom. They're going to be the level, because we elevated gods, so they're going to be the new angels, because they're beasts that speaks, so they can deal with the beast effectively. And because we can't tell the gorillas what to do. We can't tell the monk what, we can tell them what to do, and they go out and handle all beasts. They handle all the handiwork, mow our lawns, all that kind of stuff. You see? The new angels, those are the ones that submit to us. Those are the ones that follow the laws of the scriptures. They followed the law best they could, and so they was able to survive tribulation, but on their knees, in submission to us. I don't know if any stuff makes any difference to you, but let's move on. Okay, so my glasses. And look at this. The woman said, I will greatly multiply your, to the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow, your conception, and pain shall bring forth children. Desire shall be towards your husband, shall rule over you. Now read this carefully. Remember, he's talking to Eve here. You understand that? They're doing Eve's rules in the final years. See, and as soon as back up, the devils practice this, and as soon as they do, they rule the woman. She's secondary, subordinate, and the women give birth in pain. Why is that? That's over this 5-year period. We get back home, women will not have birth pains because we was in energy deprivation. We didn't produce that much endorphins. Right? So we was always in pain all the time. They worked us to death, so we weren't happy. Because endorphins, it's a natural drug. Okay, understand this. If you don't understand anything, understand this. Drug dealers use you. They don't sell you happiness or whatever drugs. What they do is they turn on the drugs that's in you. They turn on the endorphins. That's all these drugs do. All they do is give you a mechanism to turn those endorphins on. Let me explain the best way I can. Say, for instance, you produce right now energy deprivation. We produce very low level of oil. Endorphins will keep you from feeling pain in your muscles. Remember, you got your buns are rubbing each other, all that kind of stuff, right? Well, endorphins keep your body from feeling all that, right? So you don't feel your bones rubbing against you. You don't feel all that because the endorphins cover it up. It's not a painkiller, but it can be a painkiller. But it makes it covers all that up. It makes you feel good, right? The more you have, the better you feel. So we had very little endorphins doing energy deprivation, spread heart clot. So that's made us even harder because we had arthritis. We felt all that stuff. We had very little amount of endorphins. Okay? So I ain't never talk about that. The pain that we suffer from natural pain. That's why a child born crying because he's feeling all that pain come to the room because when she come in, man, he's been squeezed, man, all them bones squeezing everything else. Damn right he hurt. She's hurting, he's hurt too. He's squeezing on through a little, try to squeeze you through a little hole. So the thing is, as we're moving up, so our body produces more endorphins. When you get here, your body produces a lot of endorphins. That's why the quantum, you're gonna feel mellow all the time. You're gonna feel so mellow all the time. You can feel higher all the time than you do with crack and all that stuff. You're gonna feel better than that. But the point is, you won't be incapacitated. That's what it said. Quran said you won't feel drugged or whatever. I mean, you won't feel. I forget the word they use, but you won't be incapacitated like this. And the reason why you're incapacitated with those, because what happens is that say you produce 24,000 units of endorphins per day, 24,000, right? And so your body uses maybe 12,000. And after that, the rest you just feel good, feel mellow, right? You feel okay, right? So you feel, you just feel, you don't feel bad. You feel, you feel mellow. Somebody come along and say, okay, you got 12,000 endorphins sitting there. Remember that, and so you got 24 hours and 12,000. So you using 500 per hour, right? So you cool, you okay. Somebody come and say, okay, boom, I got a drug for you, man. It's gonna really get you going. So say it's really powerful, like crack cocaine or whatever, right? So you take that. So what happens is that 12,000 you got, and you spread it out over 24 hours. It pushes, of course, you to take all at once. Bam! Ooh, man, you out of Mars somewhere, man. You floated, man. You feel so damn good because you got all the endorphins in 1 hour instead of treading out for 24 hours. Man, you are, whoa. You Superman. You the Hulk. Damn, man, you Thor, man. You Zeus. You out there. And then it wears off after an hour. And then for the next 12 hours, man, next 24 hours, next 23 hours, oh man, because now you feel all that pain, because you use up all the endorphins that was covering all that stuff up. Oh, now you gotta get another hit. But the next hit don't make you feel as good as that first one, right? Because all they're doing is just take whatever endorphins, endorphins that you could remember now, you got a year, hour later, you done built up, maybe, remember you build 24,000 a year, right? About a day. So maybe after a month, after an hour, you build up 1,000, right? You got 1,000 sitting there, so you're gonna get another hit. So you got 1,000 to hit, or you get that 1,000 hit now. See what I'm saying? So it ain't good. It's never good as the first one. You ain't got that much left. And then the next one, you may not get anything. Oh man, because it's no endorphins left. You don't use them all up until you get another. So now you got withdrawals. Oh man, oh man. See what I'm saying? So he's tricking you. He getting you to use up all your endorphins. So now you got withdrawals and all that kind of stuff. And now you can't do anything. So all you want to do is get enough. You want to stop feeling pain and stuff. So all I need another hit, man. And you're never gonna feel as good the first time. And so you keep on, right? Because you want to get rid of that pain. So then get another hit, your pain goes. That's what that's all about. So the thing is that your endorphin level is going to be so high. See, our endorphin level is low, so even devils and our women felt birth pains giving birth because endorphin level is low. But when you get home hereafter, and should be by then, because remember, this is only a 5-year period. They were rule. You have so much endorphins that you give birth, you won't feel the pain. You won't feel it. See, that was during this 5-year period under Eve. You won't feel any pain. See? And it tells you that after 5 years, that you will not be in submission to the females. You won't be in submission to your husband anymore because it says you rise to godhood, male and female. So I'm trying to break this stuff down for you, brothers and sisters. So you got the wrong idea about everything. And your women are going to be so beautiful, and so they're beautiful now. And so mellow, they're going to be so... Remember, all they do, but it's not going to be this, because you're going to have so much energy. You're going to be working, you're going to work hard, you're working your life. You have so much energy, you're going to feel better than you ever felt in your life. You're going to feel better than crack cocaine, coke, all that stuff. You're going to feel better now. You'll be mellow. You'll be working hard. You're going to be taking care of business. You're going to be sharp. We're a whole different creation. Right? So here's, let God say, let earth bring, okay, let me get to the next page. This is the end of, that's where we are right now, right? This process will take 5 years. The last 5 years of the 6,000 year period. And God says, let's make man in our image and our likeness. That means you're going to make them gods. They doesn't have dominion over everything. You're going to make them gods. Right? And God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female. One ain't going to rule over the other. That was only that 5 year period. When they was ruling, plus it was low energy, right? The pain, low the endorphin levels. So you got to put this stuff together, brothers and sisters. That's the goddesses. Nobody's going to rule over them. Nobody's going to rule over you either. Nobody's going to take time doing that. If you can't get it together, get the hell out. Throw your ass out. You can't go someplace else. Nobody's going to be killing you, shooting you, all that. That ain't going to happen anymore. We didn't do that in here because with Dr. Shabbat, when people didn't go along with him, they didn't get in that war and start fighting each other. They just exiled them. You're going to go to another part of earth. But we ain't that type of people. We're not natural haters. Right? But we do handle, but we do justify hate. Like Mama said, women have a birth mercy. I don't see that. I mean, why would they want to do that? When they be pregnant all the time? Maybe, it feels so good. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. He said, I don't know who told him that. That was his guess, whatever. He said, original women have a baby every year. Damn. And this was 6th day, the last part of 6th day. The 7th day rested. See, the expansion was the creative cycle. But now it's the enjoyment cycle. I say rest after 7, because this is complete. We finished. It's finished. Right? That's the end. Angels are already made to gods. We bring a new form of angels in. Right? See? That's the creation part of it. So now, that's how we're using Yaku's creation. They're the new form of angels. We're going to use a beast that speaks to earth. They're beasts. They're not risen. They're not man. That's called mankind. They're literally beasts. They're like us. See? And they will now, we don't have to worry about, like I said, we took all things out. We don't have to worry about making honey anymore because we got the bees do it. We don't have to make oxygen anymore because we got the trees do it. We took all those things out, so we have to do those things purpose. So now the last thing is who's gonna put it this way, who's gonna manage our garden? It says heaven's a garden. Who's gonna manage it? That's what we got Adam for. They got caretakers, right? Mowers, keep the lawn. Well, we probably won't have no mowers. I don't know how we're going to be done. But it said being with God. We said we'll be in the garden. And they're going to maintain the garden. They maintain the animals and everything. They're going to maintain the manual stuff of the paradise. Our women are the paradise. And we sit back and rest from all the works we've done. This is up, it's theirs. Yeah, we sit back and, we work. Right? We still doing stuff. Right? But we're doing it for them. They're beautifying everything. They make everything beautiful. They're heaven. We're not gonna sit around. Some of you might get lost. What happened to Brother Abdul, man? I ain't seen that brother in a year, man. He went there with Sister Jermaine, and whatever. But some people, like I said, pressure increases, and one person's going to make it to the end. But now we're enjoying our creation. Creation is finished. The last part of creation right now is what we're going through tribulation. That's the last part of creation. If the Levites finally, right, those diamonds have to be cut. Everything clean cut. Once it happens, creation is finished. Now we just put everything in place. Take our land back, Take Adam, put him under control. Like I said, every time we create something, bees or everything, we let it loose, let it roam, do this thing until it finds its way into the biological system, then we put it under control. The devils, we let them have 500 years, let them do all that thing and everything else, bring them under control. Those that submit under, right, feel out of control, towards mission, now they're new angels. They're going to manage that biological system. We don't have to do it anymore. Maintain the gardens, maintain trees. There won't be any farming anymore. We have so much energy, right? Produce the food. They wait on us, our servants. The system won't have to do anything. That those be assistant servants. You assist, tell them to do. That's they wanted for us, but now they're being told submission. And that's why the Bible says that we have hell kindled. See, hell's kindled up there in the deep north. It said hell would kindle. That's why we don't get rid of hell right away. We want to put all the rebellious devils in there. They can't submit to us 100%. Put them in there. It says they're being hot out of energy. So every time they be very healthy, but they're being hell, eating shit and drinking urine. But it says it's there. So if we have any devils that in our submission, and they even think somehow just get 99.9%. That's why it said it's there. It tells you the Bible it's there, right, as a threat to them. So so that's like a guarantee. They don't get 100%, but just in case, that's a threat, just to make sure. That's where it works. So the creations, that's why Christ says done. So that's where we're going right now. We got the Levites, the last part, the devil's here, like I said, we got to bring them into submission. Got to finally, those diamonds, cut them and set them. That's the Levites. Then we're going home, take care of everything back. And that's the great war. Because there going to be resistance to our taking everything back. The great war. I don't know if any of this make any sense to you, brothers and sisters. I'm trying to bring all, because they tell you everything's breaking up, falling apart. And like I said, as far as the Levites, like I say, some people will come, they'll hear the message, because they got too much devil in them, they can't hold on to it. I wouldn't waste any time. That's unfortunate. So I want you to understand, see, I told you who your enemies were, who your demons were, but now you need to know who your brothers are and brothers and sisters are, right? We're flawed. Flawed. They're your brother and sister, but they're flawed. They can't make it. And so they act like, so when you go out there and see, because some people confuse it with demons. See, you got to be careful out there talking about who's demon with. You don't know. It may be one of our brothers and sisters just flawed. Right? Then again, it may be how bad is the flaw? Is the flaw bad enough for them not to make it all? Or is it bad enough to make it through tribulation to get home? They'll be in paradise, but there's been, their life is not going to be miserable there. It's just that they'll be like a cast. Right? Like untouchables. See? That's why they have a caste system in India, because some of those things, I tell you, those things were set up for a reason, but the people lost the reason why they had them. Those everlasting upon be a caste. We're not going to have anything to do with it. They ain't going to be homeless. They're going to have a place to stay. They're going to have a place to eat. They're just going to be separated. They're not going to have anything to be a caste system. Everybody, like they had the ghetto, right? Maybe over there. Everybody sharing an apartment, but they may be happy. I mean, they're still in paradise, right? They have their discipline, but they're going to still have energy. They're going to have more endorphins, so they, it's like, when the ghetto, who's partying, shaking, when the ghetto, but who's, So now I ain't gonna deal with that. I don't know. The point is, they'll be there. They'll be separated away from the rest of us. They'll be homeless, walking around the street begging. Why we want that? Because they're the original. They just can't meet the standard. I don't know if any of this makes sense to you, brothers and sisters. Like I said, a lot of stuff I haven't told you, a lot of stuff I still yet to tell you. Okay, we talk about the mind. So it's a mind war. And a lot of stuff they're doing right now, they're appealing to our brothers and sisters out there in that situation. Because you call them the Greymons. Not demons, the Greymons. Because they're gray. Got too lot of devil in them. I may have that name, because they don't give an official name for it in Ninja. They talk about it, but it's like, like I said, they said every last share department, they don't give a name to them. They do talk about these groups. They don't really explain to you what the math of it. So I just use the name Greymons from now, Greymons. And like I said, some will make it, some won't. But there'll be a cast away from us. Another city, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I don't know. They'll be separated cast. They'll be in the hereafter. They got too much devil in them. Useful anything? I don't know. I haven't thought about it. That's the case. So I call them Greymons, the Greymons. Devil in them. Like I said, right now you got a mind war. You're ready to go into a physical war. And let me say one last thing about that, brothers and sisters. I talk about hate. See, they got you on an emotional plane. They're doing all this to cripple you, right? To confuse you, to minimize your revenge on them, or eliminate it altogether. Because Farrakhan is definitely trying to get you to love white people. Oh, they're not devils, they ain't devil anymore. And Father said, you're going to be in heaven with me, and they are brothers, and we ain't racist, and they in bad shape too, just like somebody's expecting them like this. He said that's what trying, because he's one of them. They're doing everything they can. And if their last move, when everything else fails, just attack you. And that's what's about to happen. And when that happens, everything's going to change, brothers and sisters. I'm going to tell you, it's like magic. We don't believe in magic, but the point is, first of all the American dream is going to be the first thing. That's not going to affect you anymore. Because right now, a lot of you, they really play that American dream up. I mean, you look at these commercials. Oh, we all want to go, interracial marriage. They had, I said, a black girl and a black boy. They was licking the same ice cream cone, and man, they really blowing up. We all want American dream. They got castles. They live in castles, man. Their bathroom is bigger than your whole damn house. You see? And you don't know that's not true. Doing billion-dollar deals running big corporations. They really plan it up. That's just one side. Then all the military thing. And they got, what's his name? Denzel got this movie out right now. What's his name? Jason Jones or whatever. Now, look, this guy, it's all bullshit. I'm in the military. I know damn well some of that studies. Anyway, he died for his country. It was a real sad story and everything. They're coming at you all kinds of ways. Then the females, they tell, oh, man, you can be, they got females in the damn movies, right? They kicking the Hulk in the ass, knock out Superman, right? And outrun the Flash, right? And because Rolls Royce, I mean, one female, I mean, if that's the case, they need to send one female over to Iran to take over her damn country. That's bullshit. But a lot of women fit fine in that. They got all this stuff. It's a mental war, and it's directed at you. It's directed at you. All these preachers, they all in on it. Try to tell you who your enemies. Mental war. Because they know what's happening. They knew this time would come. It said the dragon stood by, devoured the child, was reborn. It said when nature was born today, you're our target. All the ice stuff and think Gaza has a lot to do with you. It's gonna stay set because when they start doing it to you, everybody's gonna lay back, hey man, they're used to it. Plus the media ain't gonna report it because they ain't reporting over there. They're all getting set. How are we gonna do this? So they testing the media. Can you keep people quiet? Can you keep it on the low? You know, can you just because over there you don't get anything from the media about what's going on over there. So they do it to you. Media ain't gonna know anything about it. Then ICE is already positioned to gather your ass up. They already set the prisons up. They said they build all these detention camps. They build another one in Texas. They build them in Florida. Why people even white folks ask, why they build these detention camps? To put your ass in it. They got prisons off in El Salvador. They send your ass down there. You never come back. They got all this stuff. Trump is setting all this stuff up because they know what time it is. They know you're about to rise. He says it'll come here as a snare. And one of the biggest hints they tell you is that when you see this, when you see this over there, flee immediately. Don't go in the house and get your baby, anything. Now, do you have to be a genius to figure that one out? And they tell you, when you see this, flee. Don't go in your house. Don't get your cell phone or anything. You have to be a genius to figure that out. That means it's already set. The trap is already set. So when you see it, if they're going to attack you, if they send the police after you, that means it take a while to get there. You can go in your bed, get the house, you go to the house, get your baby, you can travel, all kinds of stuff. As an army, they got to come, they got to get to you. That means it ain't any of that. It's got to be something that's already at your door. Right at you. But you didn't see it coming. So it come as a snare. If you got a panic like that, that means it's already there. They already set it up. That's in the process of doing now. Like I said, when you have a contest like this, you got to practice. Use practice on dummies like the NFL and all them. When they do it, they got to practice. They got to gain their practice. They got to practice on dummies. So they got to do a dummies. As America practice all this stuff. Oh, we do genocide over there, see how people react to it. Because we go ready to do genocide on these niggas. How do we react to it? See, what the media's going to do? You got the media under control? You know what's going on? Gather them up real fast. All this. And the Congress, and nobody said anything about it. Supreme Court is silent. You're the target. Well, sisters. So, see, and again, you're gonna start thinking, or you're gonna die, because you're not thinking. People all the time they do stuff like it don't make any sense. Not thinking. And if you're trying to please me, you're wrong. That's not thinking. They tell you, your mind is your environment. Information you're getting. So the angel is in conflict with its data as in conflict with the data you've been getting. It's a war between two minds. Right? And your brain takes in and it's going to decide what to set based on, unless there's a fear factor, on its nature. But to get your mind fully installed, you have to get out of here to the original mind. The original mind was before we came here. How we do things, our laws, how we figure, how we act. See? Pure data, mathematical data. You're not getting mathematical, you get emotional data. Love, whores, pimps, party, drugs. You get emotional data. So you're acting emotionally. Engineers get mathematical data. Okay? And that's for the people that, like I said, read the right criteria. Our Raymond brothers and sisters, right? They still have confidence. They get a date. Oh yeah, man, I like that. I still can't stop eating them chitlins. And I've had them come to me over the years. I said, I don't want you, Father. And I end up, sooner or later, they manifest themselves or get rid of them. Really do them a favor. Because they got conflict in nature. So they can't hold on. Because they got so no man can serve the man has two hearts. Whatever, I forgot how they say it. They can't, so, like I said, a conflict of nature. Because if you 100%, you 100%. If you believe in the ark is the only way you can survive, flood coming, nobody's going to throw you off the ark. You ain't going to leave the ark. There's no way you're going to leave it unless you. If you left, that means you wasn't there. You was never there to begin with. You was just holding on, looking around, getting in the way, maybe causing problems. Because if you was for real, no one could have broke you off of there. It's impossible. But that's the case we have. Raymond brothers, sisters. See, because they're on the fence. They're straddling the fence. Oh, maybe this, maybe that, whatever. They come in, they hear it, they can hear it. See, demons, they get it, but their nature's totally against it. They get it, they might, oh, I like it, man, but I can't. See? So their natural nature, their original nature, gravitates towards it. The devil nature, all emotions, all that kind of stuff, is blunting it or pulling away. So, that's one of the problems we have to deal with. It's unfortunate, but and the sad part about it is, like I said, I'm not getting the emotional side. The sad part is that during Elijah's turn, I still have him doing Elijah's. And really culminated on the Farrakhan. But no one was there to tell them what I'm telling you. And then they wouldn't have done that. Oh man, I ain't bearing that devil. I'm chewing that devil. And your children and so forth, and they say, you doomed them. What about sisters? See, data, if you accept the data, you don't have to accept data. Like the book, you have to read it. When you read it, then it's knowledge. But knowledge is just knowledge. Right? That means you got it, but you haven't processed it. So you got now. Oh, I know about Elijah. I know about the 5 pillars. I know about the lessons. I know about all that stuff. You just know, but you ain't processed it. Because the people with Farrakhan, they had that knowledge. They have knowledge of Elijah. They have knowledge of Mr. Black. They have knowledge of that stuff. But so how come they would? Because they ain't processing it. They ain't thinking. They start processing it within 5 seconds. So they start, and that's what Suma having to start thinking a minute. When that baptism takes place, it's going to have to start thinking. They're thinking, right? You're going to have demons that's going to hold on to him because they have no choice, and the rest going to flee away from him. Thinking, start processing that. That's wisdom. Processing it and act on it. Just processing it, not quite, because you have to act on it too. And then once you act on it, how does that fit into the whole universal reality? That's understanding. That's our deception, Gog and Magog. It tells you clearly. It tells you 666. See, this, like I said, you're not thinking. Stuff's right before your face. But you want somebody to think for you, which is going to be a liability during the tribulation because you're going to get you killed. Gog and Magog. It says 666. There's 3 of them. Gog, Magog, and Antichrist. It said the first one, what was his power? The power is the sanction. Anybody doing that is America. I'm sure the first beast is America. So if you figure the first one, you're going to also figure out the 2. That's the tree. Tree of Christianity, right? The true Christianity is a lie, is evil. No, America is not a Christian. America is a Christian nation. America practices Christianity. Christianity is hell. That's the fruit of it. It said nobody works, nobody fruits. What has America produced? Nothing. America, all the Europeans, what have produced in the last 5 years? Number 8, evil, wars, hell, everything. Nothing good. Genocide, enslavement. That's the fruits of Christianity. Stealing other people's land. You talk about Christianity, love. Show me an instance where this so-called Christianity, show me any instance in a period of time where that was practiced. Any nation, any tribe, it was practiced. Oh, goodwill, love, all. Show me. When was that? When is that ever? Nothing. Because all you got was from you. That's what you got. Where Christian went, the poverty and disease and genocide in its wake. Period. That's a fact. So Christianity, that's the Christianity is the religion of Satan. It's evil and wicked. And produce anything of good. Give you a short version. It's all the kind of things that come from a Christian tree. And it's a God can make God mother of God. That's American Britain. After 1,000 years, chapter 20 is their history. After 1,000 years, they came out. It was subdued by Abraham's Islamic Resurrection Republic under resurrection of the Prophet Muhammad. And after 1,000 years, they go out. God can make God going to cover the whole earth. That's what they have. They've been the only 2 rulers of the entire world. That's 5 years. Here. So I see all nations be blessed. That means they're getting urban nations lifting off us. That's what this says right here. They live off our labor and everything else. They live off our identity, claiming they're choose Abraham. So you got to help them. You bless Israel, we bless you. Curse Israel, you got to bless them because they choose Abraham. You got Ishmael over here. Right? You got our land. They get rich for our land. It's our land. You got Farrakhan here getting that off the Nation of Islam. And that king, that Master Prophet showed up, set up. You got a multi-millionaire, he hasn't produced a goddamn thing. And finally, you got intellectual, China, India. That's the fruit of our. What's what I want to use? Inventions. Yeah, these are enemies. When it's over, spring coming. No battle. More in heaven. Verse is fast approaching.
And I keep telling people this, watch out. When we collapse, we're going to collapse with a loud bang, and people's lives are going to be ruined. It's not going to just be $8 a gallon at the pump. It's going to be you can't afford anything. You can't even afford to eat. You can't afford to have a roof over your head. You certainly can't afford all those things you've been thinking about, like a college education for your children and so forth. That's where we're headed. And we're doing it to ourselves.
Hey, brothers and sisters in tears. He's right. Hell is on the way. That's approaching.